Somebody keeps. I believe we're just waiting for the Shaw feed. Welcome to the inaugural meeting of the 2023-2026 City Council. If you are able, I would ask you to stand.
I acknowledge with respect that we are in Robinson Huron Treaty Territory, that the land on which we are gathered is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe and known as Bawating. Bawating is the home of Garden River First Nation, Batchewana First Nation, and the historic Sault Ste. Marie Métis Council.
We'll now call upon the Algoma Festival Choir to join us to sing the national anthem.
Oh God, our home and creative to break up with love's command. Come from us and forth il se volterà qua, on his heart. Glorious and free. Oh, God, we stand on guard for you. Oh, God, we stand on guard. Oh.
The gallery may be seated. Mr. Mayor-elect Shoemaker, I would now ask you to stand and read your declaration of office.
I, Matthew Shoemaker, having been elected to the office of mayor in the city of Sault Ste. Marie, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise the office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty Charles III, and I make this solemn promise and declaration, conscientiously believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
So the councillors elect, well, starting with Councillor Bruni, if you would say your name and then you'll say your declaration in unison.
I, Marchie Bruni,
I, Luke Dufour. I, Matthew Scott.
I, Angela Caputo.
I, Sonny Spina.
I, Ron Zagordo.
I, Stefan Kanak,
I, Lisa Vezuela.
I, Corey Gardy.
I, Sandra Hollingsworth.
having been elected to the office of Councillor Ward 3 in the city of Sault Ste. Marie, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, and I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as it's made under oath.
And if you would each sign your declaration. Mr. Mayor, your 2023-2026 council is now duly organized.
Madam Clerk, CAO White, newly elected councillors, and to my fellow Suites. Welcome, Ani, bienvenue, et buongiorno a tutti. It is my honor to be here with you tonight. I want to begin by recognizing former Mayors Butland, Amoroso, and Provenzano, who I'm humbled to have here with us. And I want to thank each of them for the service they gave to our community and for working to improve our community during their time in this chair. We have some of our neighboring friends here today and some who couldn't be here, but who I hope to meet with very soon. COVID strained our ability to meet face-to-face, but I hope that we can recommit to the friendships we have developed over the last many years and find ways to help develop closer ties that can benefit all of our residents. I do want to recognize that the historic Sault Ste. Marie Métis Council is represented here today by Sherry Smale. La mia storia è una storia tipica di gente di Sault Ste. Marie. La mia mamma, Franco Coccimiglio, è nata in Calabria in una famiglia di 11 figli. Quando lei aveva 17 anni, lei è venuta a Sault Ste. Marie senza parlare neanche una parola di inglese. My mother was born in Calabria and moved to Sault Ste. Marie without her parents and without the benefit of speaking a word of English. She came to the Sioux looking for opportunity after the lingering effects of World War II on Italy's economy and society, even decades after the end of the war. The opportunity she pursued was here in Sault Ste. Marie, with its large Italian community, and in which 4 of her 11 siblings had made better lives for themselves. My dad, Greg Shoemaker, has a different cultural story, but one that lands him in the same welcoming community as my mom. The son of an active Canadian Army member, my dad's family moved from army base to army base in his early years, spending time in barracks across the country and even a few years posted in Germany, while my grandfather provided Canada's assistance to the German post-war reconstruction. After completing his secondary education, my dad, whose family had by then settled in southwestern Ontario, looked north for opportunity. He found his opportunity at Sioux College and thereafter St. Mary's Paper. While working at the paper mill, he worked alongside Mezzo Alfredo and Mezzo Michele Coccimiglio, who introduced my parents, which is where my story begins. Despite being from different continents and different cultures, they were both hard workers who found a community where they could better themselves and establish roots. They were married and had 3 children, my brother Stephen, my sister Nadia, and myself. As I noted at last week's council meeting, I was born on municipal election day in 1988, 34 years ago yesterday. My mom jokes that the nurse asked her whether she had cast her ballot before heading into the delivery room. Pour nous donner l'opportunité qu'ils n'ont pas eue, mes parents ont inscrit mon frère, ma sœur et moi dans une école française, dans une époque où le bilinguisme n'était pas très commun. J'ai complété mon éducation primaire en français ainsi que mon diplôme des études secondaires à St. Mary's College. After my French elementary education and my high school years at St. Mary's College, I attended Algoma University for my undergraduate. I left Sault Ste. Marie and lived in Ottawa for my graduate studies. For a young adult interested in politics, Ottawa offered more appeal than I could have asked for. But while the appeal of Canada's capital was great, there was an even greater draw to return to my home community. I went to Ottawa to learn the law, but came back from Ottawa having learned that Sault Ste. Marie was where I belonged. In quick succession after my return home, I began working at the Wishart Law Firm, where I still work to this day, and successfully ran for City Council in Ward 3. Most importantly, during the last decade that I've been home, I married my beautiful wife, Jenna, and we had 2 boys who we cherish very much, Hudson and Maxwell. While I took you through the history of my story and why I have the sense of community I do, for me, there is no greater motivator in wanting to build the community that I know we can be than Hudson and Max. I hope that when they tell their story in the future, they can look upon these years and be proud of the work that we do to improve our city for their future and the future of all of our residents. I ran for mayor because after what I consider 8 successful years as a councillor, I still had a lot more to give to my community. And I'm so grateful to the community for having entrusted me with its support. The next 4 years will challenge us all. But in tackling these challenges, we can capitalize on the opportunities that they present. In the same way that in years past, people came to Sault Ste. Marie to take advantage of the opportunities that were here then. The challenges are known to us, but the solutions are for this council to work through. We are facing an opioid epidemic that has taken the lives of too many of our residents and is hampering our city's ability to move forward. While healthcare operations cannot be funded by the city, we can, and in my opinion, must provide funding for the capital needs of a supervised consumption site. Before putting municipal dollars into a supervised consumption site, we need a commitment from MPP Romano and MP Sheehan that they'll be there to give the city the approvals we need for our residents to get the services that are available to residents in other Northern Ontario municipalities. Within the last week, I have met with both MP Sheehan and MPP Romano, and they know that they will have an unrelenting advocate for Sault Ste. Marie's needs in the mayor's chair. Our community's needs are so intertwined. We need jobs for people to fill, but workers need houses. Their roads need plowed in the winter, and their potholes need filled in the spring. Their kids need parks, museums, rinks, and cultural attractions. They need police to help keep them safe. On all of these fronts, there is a role for the municipality and for this city council to better our community. On policing, our station is pushing 60 years old and doesn't meet today's accessibility standards. It's in a location that provides few ancillary benefits to the community it serves. If we are going to renew our police service building, it should be, or at least some of it should be, in the downtown area where so much positive value can be realized by having our officers integrated in the heart of our community. On parks and recreation, we should explore how to get more people using our existing services by adding additional services to places like Bellevue Park. A beach area for sport and relaxation could be a great draw in the heart of our city for people who can't make it out to Pointe du Chêne for the day. We have services that are beloved in our community, like the Hub Trail, which is now pushing 20 years since it was first developed. It has been expanded since, and it's great for residents who live in the Pea Patch or Fort Creek or along Queen or Shannon Road, but not so great if you live in Buckley and Bayview. Our West End is underserviced by the Hub Trail, and expanding it westward is a goal I share with many around this chamber. Finally, we will be challenged by climate change and our environmental concerns. Again, these challenges present an opportunity to be seized. As the alternative energy capital of North America, we can work to reduce the city's carbon footprint while at the same time reducing our fuel consumption and our vehicle maintenance costs. We can and should continue to use our PUC to partner with industry, not only to help the PUC's bottom line, but also to help reduce the carbon emissions in our community at large. To my peers at the council table, I'm so glad to have this opportunity to serve with you for the coming 4 years. I will work hard to earn and keep your trust, and I humbly ask for the favor of your patience as I continue to learn and grow within my new role. I look forward to supporting your ideas and moving forward on an agenda that will benefit our city and its residents, both in the short term and in the long term. My public commitments have been clear. We need growth and we need development, but we need to achieve this in a managed and prudent way. I will work with each of you to give the residents the community that they want and deserve, but in a responsible manner that will show respect and awareness for the cost of living concerns of our constituents. With the capable support and guidance of our dedicated city staff, I know that there is much we will be able to accomplish. Our city was built by people who, as I described earlier in my speech, came to Sault Ste. Marie because they saw the opportunity here. Today and for the next 4 years, this chamber will be looked upon to provide, or in some cases, create that opportunity for the next generation of immigrants and residents. Now, no speech of mine would be complete without a reference to our history, and especially to one of my favorite historical figures, Sir William H. Hearst. Hearst was, of course, the former Premier of Ontario and MPP for Sault Ste. Marie during World War I. Premier Hearst, in rallying the province 105 years ago, spoke words that fit today's circumstances perfectly, and so I use them today as a call to action for all of us. He said, "We are living in our greatest day, but we feel there is a still more glorious future. Let you and me do our part and bear our burden, whether it may be willingly and with a stout heart to achieve that more glorious future. Council, staff, and residents, the city we love and call home is at the edge of history once more. Now it's up to us to get to work on that more glorious future. Thank you. Miigwech, merci, and grazie. I now call upon the councillors to make their inaugural statements, and we'll start with Councillor Bruni.
Good afternoon, Mayor Shoemaker, CAO White, City Clerk Kaczynski, Ward 4 residents, city staff, and my fellow councillors in the city of Sault Ste. Marie. Before I start, I'd like to welcome our new councillors, Councillor Kinnick, Councillor Spina, Councillor Zagordo, and Councillor Caputo, and congratulate returning councillors Hollingsworth, Dufour, Vezoel, Gardy, and Scott. And I hope I didn't forget anybody. I am humbled and honored to be re-elected to Ward 4 and represent Ward 4 residents and the city of Sault Ste. Marie. It has been written often that municipal level of governance is the closest to the people, and the collective greetings from friends and people I have never met before has demonstrated to me the important role City Council plays in the lives of our community. During my campaign, many key issues came forward. Minimal tax increases, infrastructure, which is roads, and more roads, which are deteriorating at a rapid pace, snow removal, reduced taxes on small and large industrial and commercial businesses, our mental health and opiate issues, and flooding in the Ward 4 areas. I hear you, and I will dedicate the next 4 years on these issues and other concerns from residents of Ward 4. Working with Councillor Connect, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right, and I apologize if I don't, will also be a privilege, and I look forward to it. It will be very important for Stefan and myself to continue a positive, respectful relationship as we proceed together for the next 4 years. I've always strived to be honest, dedicated, and hardworking individual who will listen, and now I have been trusted by the residents of Ward 4. I'd like to acknowledge retiree Councillor Rick Nero, who I worked with as my ward mate for the past 4 years, but on council together for 12 years. I appreciated his honesty and respect that he has shown me. At times, we did not agree on certain issues, but we always respected each other, and I thank him for that. To become a councillor or an elected position, many people have come forward to help or provide encouragement over the years. I like to recognize these individuals by their names, and I will only use their first names because they'll probably be embarrassed. I will start off with my brothers and sisters, who I'm very blessed to have in my life. Lou and Terry, unfortunately, are not here. They decided to go to Cancun for a week's vacation. I guess that was a little more important. Rico, Carlo and Beatrice, Susie and Mario, Ugo and Giselle, and on my wife's side, Teresa and Rick, and Tony and Julie. And I will not forget the 22 nieces and nephews. I appreciate all that they have done for me with all my elections, walking with me, delivering pamphlets, and putting up and taking down signs. Sometimes in life, we measure ourselves with our successes with who we surround ourselves with. I am very blessed. I have these individuals and their wives who have helped me with my campaigns. Steve and Linda, Sam and Susie, Roger and Emily. I appreciate all you have done for me in the past 12 years. One person who has played an important role, but very secretly, is our mother, Rosetta, which, before I will continue, my mother and your mother came from the same, we say paísu, we say town in Italy. So Rosetta, who is watching tonight on Shaw TV, She's 91 years old. She always provides encouragement and does not allow politics at family functions, which I appreciate because nobody knows my brothers. So I appreciate that, and she does provide advice on issues. For example, one Saturday morning, we're sitting with my brothers and sitting for coffee. She tells me, our roads are in very bad shape, which I agree. So I asked her, Mom, when did you drive last? Her response, I've never driven a car in my life. So my conclusion was, she was speaking to our Aunt Mary, who does not drive either, but they are right. I would like to thank our son Michael and daughter-in-law Mika and our grandson Theo. Our daughter and soon-to-be son-in-law Nicholas, and I say thank you, Nicholas. I never thought the day would come. Thank you for always standing beside me and providing me the younger generation's thoughts and ideas on our city and how we can move forward and improve. To my wife, Rose, or I call her Rosemary, who has been beside me for the past 12 years as a counselor. We've been married for many years. Her support and patience has been the glue that has kept our family together. She was campaign manager, which is a very difficult job, especially with dealing with me. She is the backbone to the family. Her understanding of late suppers or away from the family functions was never argued or debated. Her understanding now that house renovations do not happen in 60 minutes like some TV shows, but takes 2 to 3 years to complete. And finally, I want to thank the constituents of Ward 4 for their support and the trust they placed on me. I will continue answering phone calls, emails, and making those personal visits. It will be a privilege and honor to serve the Ward 4 residents and the rest of the residents in Sault Ste. Marie. In closing, I would like to do a paraphrase from John F. Kennedy, something I truly believe. Ask not what the city can do for you, but ask what you can do for the city. I thank you, Mayor Shoemaker, for allowing me to speak, and I look forward in working with you and the rest of council and city staff. Thank you all for coming tonight. This is a joyous occasion. Nobody's here upset about a zoning issue or something, so this is beautiful. And God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Bruni. Councillor Hollingsworth.
Thank you. Mayor Shoemaker, your speech was outstanding. Good afternoon. The theme of my message this afternoon is we are among family, friends, and neighbors. Before I expand on this theme, I wish to thank every Ward 1 constituent for the continued support and trust. I'm truly humbled that I get the honor to represent Ward 1. But I also see us all representing all constituents in the community. Also, I wish to welcome all new Siouxites and those that have returned to home to plant their roots here. Thank you for coming back to our community. Thank you for coming to Sault Ste. Marie. As I mentioned, we are among family, friends, and neighbors this evening to celebrate the start of a new council. But for the next 4 years, we're going to continue to be amongst family, friends, and neighbors. I keep this in mind as I continue on with council. This is important that I recognize that our community is full of family, friends, and neighbors. Out of all the levels of government, I believe municipal government representation, such as ourselves, is the closest elected official to constituents. Daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, 364 days a year, we move about the community, engaging with not only our ward constituents, but all constituents in the city. As we grocery shop, visit the dentist, drop off our kids at swimming lessons or daycare, or visit our parents or parent in a retirement home, we are moving throughout the community. As I'm grocery shopping down the aisle, picking out my toilet paper, yes, there's a constituent giving me ideas, which is always welcomed. Therefore, our decisions from this day forward directly impact us all. Our decisions to asphalt a road, build a new soccer field, or write a new bylaw directly impacts us. We see results, we can touch our results, and we hear if our decisions are good or not. Not to undermine our fellow politicians at the provincial and federal level, but their decisions are sometimes not directly felt or seen as much as ours. So as I continue to move ahead in this role, I will keep thinking how our conversations, our discussions directly impact our family, friends, and neighbors. Having said that, I ask everyone here tonight, everyone in our community, to take some responsibility, to reach out and share what their concerns are and their great ideas. Knocking on doors, once again, allowed me to hear what is on your mind. I should be actually knocking on doors more often, not just at election time. However, the best ideas come from you. Thank you to those constituents that have taken the time to share their suggestions. I ask that all of you continue to reach out to me, to all your councillors with ideas and concerns. I have said this before, and in emphasizing it again, we are all in this together. My theme, we are among family, friends, and neighbors that are worried about big city issues that we are now facing. We are all concerned, including myself, about homelessness, provincial downloading, drug addiction, affordable housing, healthcare, and care of seniors. Municipal political issues obviously have changed over the decades. We are, again, facing big city issues. With our limited budget, we cannot magically fix drug addiction or homelessness without having a loud voice. We are responsible for the day-to-day municipal issues that are in our capacity, such as encourage developers to build affordable housing. But to resolve other issues, we need a strong voice and unite with other northern communities. I was happy to see in August at the AMO, Association of Municipalities Ontario, that our city had a delegation to talk about drug addiction and other social issues. But we continue to be weak in this area. We need to have more delegations where we are constantly in front of MPs, MPPs, and work closer with them. And again, our neighbors, Thunder Bay, Sudbury, Wawa, Blind River, Echo Bay, and so forth. Keep hammering Queen's Park, Ottawa, that we need to work together on solutions. As a member of Phenom, I learned the importance of delegations and look forward in pushing council to have more of a voice. Yes, family, friends, and neighbors around this table, I do see you as friends, all of you. All of you have unique skills and life experiences that we will all benefit from. I see tonight people that own small businesses, such as Angela, and welcome. I see safety and security professionals around this table, such as my new ward mate, Sunny. A big hug to you. I'm so excited about working with you. I see healthcare providers, such as Stefan. I see educators at this table as well, such as Ron. Oh, welcome again. I'm so happy that you put your name forward and you were successful. At this time, I'd like to thank my returning colleagues for their outstanding skills. Lisa, you have always encouraged me to support charities, accessibility, autism. You do great work in these areas. Luke, for fighting the most vulnerable and supporting them. Matthew, for keeping us in line with financial decisions. Corey, for keeping us on track with the environment and also with our children. Marchie, for being our reality check with hard-nosed business sense. Putting your own personal time into this very important role is not easy, knowing that precious time will be sacrificed from your own families. However, the bottom line is that we all love this community and have a passion, don't we? In closing, I feel extremely confident with our new mayor. I sincerely want to say I'm thrilled to be here working with you. He took the time to understand the mechanics of municipal government with his years on council, which will serve him well. He has demonstrated his smartness, not only by his being a successful attorney, but with how he drafted meaningful changes that have made positive impacts to our community. He is approachable without a doubt. I want to say thank you to his family for allowing us, the community, to take him away for the next 4 years from the precious day-to-day family life so that we all can benefit from his leadership. We are, in closing, among family, friends, and neighbors tonight. Let us not forget why we are here. I'm among a good friend who's more like family to me. Former Councillor Susan Myers, who's representing my parents tonight. They're no longer here. Thank you, Susan, for being here tonight. And again, thank you for retired Councillor Christian for the last 4 outstanding years as my ward mate, and former Mayor Christian, and Mr. Councillor Steve Butler. All of you have played a special role in my life and give me guidance. My parents are not here. Please keep sharing your ideas as well. Yes, we are indeed among family, friends, and neighbors. Thank you, merci, Gitos, because I am half Finnish, and miwich. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hollingsworth. Councillor Dufour.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight and for watching online. First off, I'd like to congratulate our new mayor, Mayor Shoemaker. I'm very much looking forward to your leadership and to being a part of your team for what I think will be a very successful term. I'd also like to thank each and every one of my peers here on council today. Everyone ran excellent campaigns. I'm very proud to see the folks who are represented here. And I congratulate you all for your success and for what you will be doing for our community. I'd also like to recognize and thank all of the candidates who did put their name forward and who did run. It's a very challenging thing to stand up publicly in your community and to run for office. You all deserve our commendation, and I hope you will continue to be involved in our community as we move forward over the next 4 years. During my campaign, I spoke a lot with folks in Ward 2 who continued to confirm that the issues that we prioritized over the previous 4 years were still very important to them, and that the work that we had done should continue. We did many things, rebuilding our homelessness system, working on housing affordability, and ensuring that we were finding innovative ways to deliver services. With those priorities, I'd also like to thank the staff here at the City of Sault Ste. Marie and also at the DSAB, where I serve as chair. Without the contributions from each and every one of you, all of the results that we were able to deliver to the community would not have happened in the same way. So I sincerely appreciate the collegiality and the leadership shown by our senior staff at both organizations, and I look forward to continuing to work with each and every one of you over the next 4 years. Thank you very much. I'd also like to recognize, even though they couldn't be here tonight, my wonderful partner, Elise, my son, Calvin, my daughter, Ivy, my parents, Don and Joan, and my in-laws, Larry and Carrie. I'd also like to recognize my one representative of my family who's here tonight, my wonderful sister Julia, who was a very big help during the campaign. Thank you very much. And last but not least, I'd like to thank the voters of Ward 2. I didn't really appreciate at the beginning of my term just how close I would grow to many of the people who continue to stay in touch, who always called me, who continue to reach out over email. I had a really humbling experience wanting to share some good news with a former constituent of mine within a couple of days of the campaign, who I then found out he passed away. It's a really unique experience to be able to sit here as a leader in the community and to have these kinds of relationships with folks that I never would have met otherwise. So to all of the people in Ward 2, thank you very much for putting your vote, your trust, and your time into a relationship with me. I sincerely appreciate it, and I thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Dufour. Councillor Gardy.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Congratulations to you on your election and to those councillors who were re-elected. A special welcome to Councillor Spina, Caputo, Zagordo, and Kinnick. I look forward to working with each of you over these next 4 years. I'd like to first off thank Krista and my family for their support and encouragement. I appreciate you all very, very much. We all know that campaigns require the help of friends and family. I'd like to specifically thank Dan, Debbie, Donnie, Kristen, Sean, Ashling, and my mom for their help. To all who voted for me, thank you. And to those who were reluctant to, I hope to gain your trust over the next several months. As we know, Mr. Mayor, the last few years have been a time of both struggle and uncertainty everywhere. Obviously, Sault Ste. Marie was no different. I'm proud at how we managed our way through the pandemic. We did so by working closely with community partners and communicating plans clearly. We should learn from the good work we did and continue to meet our current and future challenges in this same way. I am 100% behind everyone and anyone on this council and beyond who is prepared to bring forward ideas and plans to address our most pressing issues. Both crises unto themselves, the devastating challenges presented by mental health and addiction, and the existential threat posed by a changing climate. Our community has challenges, but we also have tremendous opportunities. We must seize them and work vigorously so our community can prosper now, and as you mentioned, Mr. Mayor, well into the future. Moving forward, I am committed to continuing to work as part of Sault Ste. Marie's Canada Water Agency Task Force to ensure our community plays a vital role in the agency's establishment and the valuable work it will do governing, conserving, and managing our most precious natural resource, our fresh water. There is simply no better place for it to be situated than Sault Ste. Marie. It is my opinion that we need to capitalize on being part of the Great Lakes St. Lawrence Seaway System. The states, provinces, and cities that surround it represent one of the largest economies in the world. We should position ourselves to play a far more substantial role than we have historically. We have to be laser focused on retaining and attracting businesses, families, and talent. We must continue to do this in concert with our post-secondary institutions and other community organizations. We must also further develop infrastructure and engagement opportunities to that end. I look forward to Sault Ste. Marie continuing its path towards reconciliation with our Indigenous residents and First Nation neighbors. We must continue to foster these vital relationships. For Ward 5, I'm committed to maintaining and improving infrastructure across the West End, with some special attention to be paid to the infrastructure in the immediate vicinity of our residents in the most western portions of our community and those that reside along the water. I'm committed to protecting the ecosystems of the St. Mary's River and Lake Superior. This includes our wetlands. I look forward to bringing motions that do just that. I am eager to work with this council and city staff to build on the previous council's record of progressive growth and development across our community. Thanks, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Gardy. Councillor Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Congratulations to all of the new and returning city councillors. It does take a lot to put your name forward, as we all know, and I look forward to working with all of you for the next 4 years. I'd like to thank everybody who also ran. It does take like I just said, takes a lot of courage to put your name forward and get asked a lot of tough questions and vetted publicly a lot. So thank you to everybody who ran. I'd like to thank the constituents of Ward 5 for re-electing myself. It's a vote of confidence that I won't let them down. I really appreciate that for another 4 years. I want to thank my family and friends. As we all know here, it takes a lot to run for city council. A lot of nights away from the kids and a lot of cold dinners and bedtimes that I had to defer to my lovely wife who's here tonight. I really do appreciate that. So I'd like to specifically thank my wife, Marina, and my children, Theo and Arlo. Theo, you may have seen dancing up here, and Arlo should be quietly napping at home right now. So 4 years ago, actually, when I ran for council, I wanted a better Sault Ste. Marie for myself. Yes, Theo? Whoa, that was cool. So 4 years ago, I wanted a better Sault Ste. Marie for myself and the residents, but now I want a better Sault Ste. Marie for them. And that's why I ran. And I think that we have the right group here to provide that. So I told my wife I'd keep it short, and I'm going to do that. So thank you once again. We'll talk policy at the next business meeting on Monday, not tonight.
Thank you, Councillor Scott, and thank you, Theo. To you, Councillor Venezuelan.
I don't think I can outdo Theo. It's great to see young families around the table, so I love that. 4 years ago, 2018, I cannot believe it. Time literally does fly. We all say that. What motivated me to run 4 years ago was I was always on the other side of the podium. Whether I was asking for money for initiatives via Sioux Youth Association or the Arts Council, or I was part of a delegation for World Autism Awareness Day, and being around the table with then Councillor Susan Myers and Steve Butland for the community. I think we called it the Community Committee on Graffiti when we were doing the Graffiti Rain project. So that still motivates me. You know, community collaboration is so important for our infrastructure and for being able to have a great reach as a welcoming and wonderful city. There are so many different aspects to our community that are really important that have my attention. I want to welcome Angela and Sunny and Ron and Stefan. Welcome to the team, because we are a team. It's really important, I think, for all of us to work together, and I'm always open and here if you have any questions or want to collaborate or have an idea. Totally up for that anytime. And for our team leader, Mayor Shoemaker, I have complete trust and faith in your ability to manage this team and to help guide us through the next 4 years, because the next 4 years are going to be pretty incredible. Like, just thinking about it, the Twin Pad is going to open. We're going to have a youth wellness hub on Dennis Street, courtesy collaboration between DSAP and Algoma Family Services. The Twin Pad is going to open, which is going to kind of recreate that whole area. And I used to be there every day when my kids were going to Cora. So I've been watching it day by day, which is really interesting. We're going to have increased shelter and another center, similar to what the Neighborhood Resource Center was at Sacred Heart. So, and think about that. We did all of this during a pandemic. Like, how many Zoom meetings did we have? How many phone calls? How many did we, the work got done. And I cannot wait for all this work to come to fruition. And it's going to take us to that next level, and so many opportunities, not just improving, lives of our most vulnerable and really increasing our social capital, especially for youth. I look back at all those youth reports from Sioux Youth Association. We did 2 youth strategies, and this youth wellness hub is the right model. And I'm so excited, not just from, people before me, but what will happen with people after me that are doing this work. It's incredible. The plaza has such enormous potential for run off economic development, and it's going to completely transform our downtown. I look forward to bringing some ideas to the table, Mr. Vare, about the Economic Development Fund and some things that we could do in terms of plaza. So, there needs to be that equalization of mix, for us to be able to support social capital and give back to those that need it. We also need to improve our economy. And that's really important. And that's where, for my incoming councillors, that's where board and committee work is so important. Board and committee work feeds into what we do here around the table at council. And I really want to emphasize the importance of having diverse voices at boards and committees. Board and committee applications are due November 30th. And I really want to see a more diverse makeup at boards and committees. We need to have those collective voices of our growing community for us to make, informed decisions. And those voices need to be heard. And I think when you take a look at that collective decision-making from a board and committee level, then it comes here. And we can make better informed decisions based on the actuality of who is living in our community and who we haven't heard from. So please think about applying. You can do a lot of research online. If you have any questions, reach out to your ward councillors or reach out to the city clerk's office. But I really encourage people to apply for boards and committees. The impact that what you make on your community is huge. And I guess I want to end with, I wouldn't be able to do what I do without support of my family and friends. I'm also vice chair of Autism Ontario. I'm founder and chair of another charitable organization, plus I sit on 5 boards and committees. And that takes time away from family. I've actually let 2 go, which is really important. And I want to recognize my partner, Paul, who supports me every day and pushes me to do better. And does everything from coming to, install a paper towel holder so that we can get APH approval to, don't worry, I can take kids here and there. And so thank you. I love you. I really appreciate everything that you do to support me. And I have 3 sons, Samuel, Aiden, and Owen. And Aiden is here in the audience. And he's in ELF. Buy your tickets. And my cousins, Kim and Judy, and we have a really unique relationship. We're like big sister, little sister, mom, daughter, best friends, and they've supported me my entire life. Now I'm gonna cry. And I don't know what I would do without you. To my many friends, and there might be a Wine Wednesday girl group, they put out flyers, they helped with signs, they supported me when I was feeling down, and I want to really thank everyone. So I'm excited for the next 4 years, and I think we really need to give all of ourselves a pat on the back, because what we got done during a pandemic was pretty darn remarkable. And I look forward to what we can do the next 4 years. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Vezoal and Councillor Caputo.
It's pretty cool to hear you say that. So thank you. Good evening, city staff, Mayor Shoemaker, fellow councillors, and everyone here in the gallery and everyone watching. I would like to start off by saying campaigns are tough, and I'm so thankful to be sitting in this seat. I have a special thank you to Jeff Arbus, my friends Terry, Heidi, Trisha, Katrina, and Sarah. I don't know what I would have done without all of you knocking on doors. We decided, well, I decided, much to the chagrin of my campaign team, not to do signs. And it, yeah, it turned out well. Here I am sitting here. So I am very happy to start this council term on a different wavelength than anyone has done before. So I'm really happy to be doing that. Thank you to my parents and to Jim and Nancy Patatella, who have also always welcomed Leo, my daughter, who's right over there, just a little cutie. And without the support of people who would have helped me with my daughter, I never would have been able to get here. And when you're looking at my face, I hope you understand that you are seeing the representation of women under 40 on this council for, one of the first times that it has been seen. And that is not lost on me. I'm so grateful to be representing moms and women under 40, women, Councillor Vezo and Councillor Hollingsworth. I look so forward to working with both of you. It is an uphill battle to win any campaign but being a woman, I'm just grateful to be sitting here. Special thank you to my staff at the Breakfast Pig who has really stepped up. It is not lost on me how wonderful each and every one of you are to have allowed me to step away to be able to do this. I have had many passions in my life, and I'm so proud to be able to chase this one in making this city an even better place for my daughter. And when I say my daughter here at council, I hope everyone recognizes that when I say that, I mean all of our kids. This is so important to me. I really, truly believe that we can't expect children to live different lives unless we can model them for them. And I'm so fortunate to be sitting around this table with so many people that care so much about modeling a better future for our children. Thank you in advance to all the counselors that are going to help me through this, because so far I don't know really what I'm doing, but I'm here and I'm ready to rock. But I'll learn really quickly. Thank you very much to the residents of Ward 3 for putting your faith in me. I knocked on your doors. I was relentless on social media. I will continue to be relentless. I want so much involvement from everyone in the city. I'm sitting here representing you. So I will be coming back to you to find out what your stance is on the things that'll be put through this council table. So get used to seeing this face. I also promise to expand understanding and consult with all constituents, including our Indigenous population and Black, Indigenous, people of color, Two-Spirit, LGBTQ+. I truly believe that diversity brings vibrancy, and vibrancy is what I want to see in this city. We need a strong voice, and I'm proud to be that voice for Ward 3 and for Sault Ste. Marie. You've elected me to challenge the status quo. I think that is what I've done throughout my life so far, and I am proud to continue to do that. I will always come to council chambers prepared to work and to grow this city and gain the trust of all constituents and citizens. I'd love to see that voter turnout raised way up and gain your confidence. I will strive for transparency and honesty, and truly thank you from the bottom of my heart for this opportunity. I promise it will not be wasted. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Caputo. Councillor Kinnick.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to everyone in attendance today and watching online. It has been both an honor and humbling that you have elected me to represent you in Ward 4. Thank you to everyone who helped me throughout my campaign, and I would like to give a special mention to a couple of people. My lovely wife, Solomia. Thank you for your love and support in my decision to run. Thank you for being my unofficial campaign manager and for being understanding with the time commitment it took to run a successful campaign. I hope you will also be this understanding and supportive after 4 years. To my parents, Marianne and Oris Kinnock, thank you for your love, support, and guidance. Pat Vardy, thank you for coming door knocking with me. I learned a lot from your advice and insight. Thank you to Mary Borowitz, who was an inspiration for me to run for city councillor. Thank you, Steve Tarasuk, for the campaign contribution. Thank you to my family, friends, and neighbors who had my sign in their lawns from mid-July. Yeah. Thank you to all the wonderful Suites in Ward 4 I met along the campaign trail. I was able to make it to 3,500 homes. I heard and seen your issues and I made notes. A special thank you for everyone that asked for a lawn sign. I never expected such support and it was very heartwarming, motivating, and encouraging. I would like to congratulate Mayor Matthew Shoemaker and all the other 9 councillors on their successful campaigns. I know it took from all of you a lot of hard work, determination, personal sacrifice. I look forward to working with you all, and I am positive over the next 4 years, we are going to accomplish great things for Sault Ste. Marie together. Finally, I would like to reference my campaign slogan, which was a Sioux for you and your family. This will always be my top priority for my decision-making and voting in council. I hope to be a strong voice for healthcare, more doctors for Sault Ste. Marie. Safety, addressing homelessness and the opioid crisis in our community. Economy, attracting new industries with new jobs for current residents and possible newcomers to Sault Ste. Marie. And environment, with preservation, and sorry. One sec. Maybe after 4 years, I'll get used to public speaking a little bit more. Conservation and new technologies in helping keep our water clean, environment green, and air clean. My goal as a councillor will be increasing every Suite's standard of living. I was going to end on a different note, but I'd like to end on some of the best, or a quote from Marchie Bruni, which has been the best information I've heard so far since I've been elected. To quote Marchie Bruni, $1 million to fund a program is a 1% tax increase. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Kinnick. Councillor Spina.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll start with the Margie Bruni quote. It was a quote that apparently municipal politics is closest to the people. And I don't think I realized how close until tonight. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Folks, I'm incredibly happy to be here today. And I'm really happy to see so many familiar faces in the crowd here. I see a lot of folks who have been involved and invested in the future of Sault Ste. Marie for many, many years. Now, what's inspiring, Mr. Mayor, and everyone in attendance here is there's a lot of people in the crowd today that I don't know, that I haven't seen. And that inspires me. The fact that you've come out, the fact that you're here to be involved, the fact that you want a better community and you want to know what your community leaders are all about, and you want to have input in those decisions is nothing short of inspiring to me. I see folks like former Mayor Debbie Amoroso sitting up there staring at me right now. And what a brilliant smile she has and what a wealth of history she is to be here today. Thank you. And I want to tell everyone in this community that, as I'm sitting here looking around this table and as I'm looking at staff in particular and every single elected official, I want you to know that over the past 20 years or so, there's not a person in this room who has not been accessible to me when I've had a question, when I've had an idea, or when I've had an issue that needed to be addressed. Not one of these people didn't make time. Every one of these individuals made time for me, and every one of these individuals addressed those issues. Whether it was working with Councillor Hollingsworth on a homelessness issue, working with our most vulnerable with Councillor Vezo-Allen, and in fact, your partner, Paul, who's here today. I want to give a shout out to him because he's been my backup on a lot of issues that we face downtown. So thank you for all your help as well. Everyone here has made time for a phone call, for an email, or a conversation. And I want to thank everyone for that. And I really want to express to the citizens of Sault Ste. Marie how accessible this council and city staff are. And city staff here are second to none. The work they've done in the past couple of weeks just to prepare us for this day and to prepare us for the next 4 years has been incredible and nothing short of a Herculean effort. So thank you, Rachel, and thank you everyone for all of the work that you've done. Now, moving forward, we know that our community faces some unique challenges, but I've had an opportunity now for a couple of years, I think it's well known, to knock on doors in our community. I've knocked on well over 30 or 40,000 doors at this time. One thing I know and one thing I've learned over the years is that our community and our people here are just absolutely resilient and relentless. When we face these challenges, we face them head on as a community and we find solutions to these problems together. That's what you can count on from this council. I know that because every one of them has been there to have my back when I've needed them in the past. So I know that they'll be there in the future for us as well. Thank you to every one of you for being here. Now, Mr. Mayor, we share another wonderful thing, and it's that both of our families have come from Calabria. My father came to Sault Ste. Marie in 1967 from a small town called Malito in Calabria. Now, my good friend Scott Pelly will also tell you that's the last year that the Leafs won the Stanley Cup. I don't know if there's any association to those two things, but I think there might be because we don't skate well in our family. One of the things I've done my entire life is every day I wake up and every time I make a decision, I ask myself one question: will my father be proud? I'm happy that he's here with me today. And I'm happy that he's been by my side my entire life to make sure that I made those decisions and stayed true to the words that I've made my father proud. And I'm going to continue to do that. And you know that every time I make a decision on this council, that is the one question I will be asking myself. Along with my family, I have my wonderful mother-in-law, father-in-law, and my mother-in-law's partner, Patrick, here as well. I want to thank them for making a long trip to come here. And thank you for being here today. And thank you for being by my side for a long time. I have my sister and her husband here as well, my sister Sherry and her husband Sean. I want to thank them for their relentless work, helping me and helping keep everything straight for us and helping to keep us on path. And, you know, if you've ever seen some posts we've had online, you've seen pictures of my sister and I as children hugging around a small tree and finding that tree again while door knocking 30 years later and recreating that picture. That's what Sault Ste. Marie is all about. Finding those amazing things in our community that we can celebrate because we know that they'll be there when we come back. Like everyone else, we have people in our life, I have people in my life that have made it better and continue to keep me moving forward and push me. One of those individuals is my wife, Lindsay. I would not have enjoyed any success in my life ever had it not been for her support and her clear direction for me every single day. Wherever I sit, it doesn't matter. Any day you can interchange me with her. She is the strongest person I've ever met. She's the most competent person I've ever met. And I want to thank her for everything she's ever done to ensure that we've been successful together in everything that we do. As we move forward as a community, we know we're going to face challenges, Mr. Mayor, and you know that this council will be with you to face those challenges head on. I know that we share a vision for a better Sault Ste. Marie. We may have different ideas on how we get there from time to time, and that is what thoughtful debate is about. And I am very excited to engage in that thoughtful debate with each and every one of you in this council and with the members of our community. In closing, I want to thank the members of our community who engaged in the political process and voted for anyone who asked questions, who had conversations at their Thanksgiving dinners, and who helped move this city forward to select the council that is before you today. Although we face challenges, I know that right now we are on the cusp of some of the greatest times in the future of our community. We have opportunities that are unique to our community, unique to our people, and I know that we can attract the best and brightest people from around the world to come to our community to expand our economy, to grow our population, and to expand our footprint across this great province and this great country. Now, Mr. Zagordo, I want to just apologize to you because being last, there's no one left to thank. So I will close in saying thank you for being so patient and waiting until the end. And thank you all for being here today. I look forward to working with every one of you, not only in this council chambers, but around this community. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Spina. Councillor Zagordo.
Good evening, everyone. I too would like to quote Margie Bruni. Just kidding, it just seemed like the thing to do right now. I am humbled and honored that you have placed your confidence and support in electing me as your city councillor. I feel blessed as I begin this new stage in my life, and I assure you, the people of Ward 3, that I will represent you with compassion, honesty, and integrity. I would like to thank my family and friends for their unending love and support and for generously giving of your time and effort to my campaign. A special thank you to my wife Roseanne, my daughter Anastasia, and my son Xavier for putting up with me these last few months. Honey, I had to include these last few months. Thank you to everyone who voted for me. You have indicated your faith in me with your vote, and I plan to honor it. Your vote demonstrates that you trust me to be your voice, and I cannot thank you enough for that trust. I am well aware of the responsibility that you have given me. I am confident that this newly elected city council will work collaboratively and diligently in the day-to-day functioning of our city and for the well-being of the people of Sault Ste. Marie. I look forward to working with you as a team to advance issues of importance to our community. Let us take our city to even greater heights. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Zagordo. That concludes tonight's inaugural meeting of the 2022-2026 Sault Ste. Marie City Council. We meet again on Monday to get down to work for the community. And so I would like to thank, before we adjourn, the Healing Lodge Singers and the Algoma Festival Choir for their ceremonial songs and the anthem this afternoon. And I invite all who are here in attendance to the Russ Ramsey Room for a reception afterwards. And with that,
I have a motion by Councillors Vezo Allen and Gardy, resolved that this council now adjourn.
all in favor? Motion carries.